Cancer, this is your astrology for February 2016. Thanks for joining me. It's nice to be with you today. I'm going to give you a rundown of the astrology for the month, how that's going to influence you and what you're working with. Okay, so on the first, we've got Venus in Capricorn and Neptune in Pisces. They connect with each other, they sextile, and you start the month really feeling romantic, really feeling like your life is going in the right direction, feeling a sense of ease and comfort with things. On the second, so basically that's a really good day to pursue anything you want to pursue because you feel positive, you bring a positive attitude to it, you're constructive, go for it. On the second, Venus starts to square Uranus in your 10th, and that square stays in place until the 11th of February. So for those 9 days, I really think that you're going to feel a great sense of love and purpose and direction when it comes to your career and what you want to achieve. So those are 9 days where it's really important to give your all when it comes to work. If you're retired, give your all to whatever it is you're doing, you know, what you're working on, because you'll really make a lot of progress in that area. On the 3rd of February, there's what I call a triangle of harmony. It's a trine and 2 sextiles, and they combine to really give an area of ease and comfort. So it's Saturn and the Moon in your 6th house in Sagittarius, Uranus in Aries in your 10th, and then they peak with your Sun and your midheaven in your 8th. You get very clear on this day where you want to get to in your work, in your career. So if you've been undecided, if you've just been taking it day by day, you'll get a sense of, yes, I could do this. And you get very clear on what the next step would be. And you also become very motivated of then following it and pursuing it. Saturn is scrutiny, and it's been in Sagittarius for a while, and it will continue to stay there. And what it does is it makes you put your own life path under the microscope and just constantly ask yourself, where am I going? And it doesn't feel particularly nice, but it paves the way for you to actually go in different directions and to make progress. There's a grand cross in the sky on the 4th of February. That's when 4 squares connect to create a big square of friction and energy. Be really kind to yourself, take it really slow on this day. You're going to be pushed and pulled in all directions. You'll feel like you need to learn more, discover more. You'll feel like you need to make up for past disappointments, especially when it comes to your education. If you don't feel good enough about that, it really will force you or urge you to kind of put things in place to feel like you're progressing, and you'll also have a lot on your mind that you want to say and do. So you're all over the place, okay? One thing at a time. You can't solve all your life problems in one day. Just really be nice to yourself and take it easy. Don't take it so easy that you get irritated with yourself. Still be active and busy and do something, but don't kind of run yourself into the ground on the 4th. On the 5th, there's a T-square in your chart, and that's between Chiron, Jupiter, and it peaks with your transiting rising in Gemini in the 12th. You're going to be very much in touch with your sense of imagination, what could be, and how education could transform you. Especially when it comes to your work, your creative output, especially for writers. This is an amazing day because it aligns you with what hasn't happened yet. The infinite realm of ideas. The muse kind of flies down from above, inspires you, sits on your shoulder and says, how about this? So expect something that you've never thought about to come in and to really catch your interest. Make a note of it. It'll be interesting. It'll be worth pursuing. It reminds me that I watched this interview with J.K. Rowling a couple of years ago, I think, and she was saying she was sitting on a train from Edinburgh to London. Again, if I get the details wrong, I'm sorry. But the gist was she was sitting on the train going from A to B, and Harry Potter just walked into her head, fully formed. That's how she expressed it. And I thought, that's so interesting, because you see sometimes these people with major success and you think, wow, did they ever think that they could reach these kind of dizzy heights of success? And she said that the idea just literally came to her. And you have, I'm not saying you're going to get the next Harry Potter, but I'm getting that you get a very important idea that you should make a note of. Because, you know, on that day she should have just said, oh, you know, nice story. Let me just focus on my shopping, what I need to do later, and it would have never happened. So it's important to value the things that you get for yourself. There's a yod on the 6th, which is the finger of God. Sounds ominous, right? It's not. The finger of God is basically when there's some sort of karmic connection, when there's some sort of something happens that's important that can potentially alter your life, that can take you in one direction or another. And another pop culture reference that comes to mind is that film Sliding Doors, when she misses the train, and in one reality these things happen, and in the other reality other things happen. So little events can be important. And this yod, it connects your ideas about work, your genuine feelings of where you want to go, and your Mars in Scorpio in your 5th house, which means that the quality control mechanism for you between right and wrong is whether it frustrates you and irritates you or not. If it feels irritating and wrong, don't do it. If it feels right and if it feels easy, go for it. And so the last couple of days, the biggest theme here is spirituality and life path and these really deeper aspects of your life. It's not about making more money or putting the potential in place to make more money, and it's not great for romance. What's great is really getting clear in terms of your spiritual life and seeing where you're going to go in future. The new moon occurs on the 8th. The new moon is when the moon is totally black and it pulls energy in. It pulls Aquarius energy into your 8th house, and now you're going to be thinking, how can I do something new that would actually help other people? And how can I do that as a job? And I don't know about you, Cancer, but in my life, when I've started thinking along the lines of how can I be of service to people, how can I help people, instead of how can I make a bunch of money, how can I be successful, I've had a much better, happier, more fulfilling life when I've thought, how can I be of service to others? And again, it's an ideas month for you so far. The 8th is all about these ideas of how you can be of service and how you can do that as a job. On the 10th of February, the moon starts to conjunct Chiron, and it opposes Jupiter and the North Node in your 3rd. Now Jupiter and the North Node, they sit in your 3rd house all month in Virgo. The biggest thing that you can rely on, the biggest luck factor all month, is your personal expression. And when you express yourself and you take a risk and you walk down a path, that this is the right path for you. So it's a good month for you to take risks, especially if you want to change the direction of your life, whether that's in relationships or work or spirituality. Trying something new this month will really pay off. Now on this day specifically, again, more inspiration, more insight, learning something will open up a new path for you, and if you walk that path, it will lead you to somewhere good. So you're just going to have to take my word for it, that on the 10th, something that seems interesting to you that you learn, if you follow that up, it'll lead you to a good place. In the tarot, that would be the Ace of Pentacles card. Walking through the path, through the gate, and the universe will provide good things as a result of your walking. And because most of this is about having the faith that things can become better, that they can turn out well. Chiron stops quincunxing the Ascendant on the 12th, and this kind of puts an end to this this muse, this spiritual kind of inspiration that's been with you for the beginning of the month, and you kind of return to reality a little bit. The moon starts to square Mercury and Venus on the 13th of February, and the moon is now in Taurus in your 11th. That's a very kind of practical placement. You feel very good within yourself. You feel also very sensual, and you feel very romantic, and you feel very comfortable in your own skin. So this is the best day so far when it comes to romantic relationships, love, romance, sex. Okay, 13th of February. If you're in a relationship, really plan something. If you're single, this is a great day to actually meet someone new, to go on a date. Mercury goes into Aquarius on the 14th of February, and 14th of February is Valentine's Day, isn't it? Yeah, it is. So Valentine's Day comes early for you on the 13th, but let's look at it in terms of the 14th of February. Still good, but with Mercury in Aquarius, the focus, well, actually, is about communicating with people who potentially could be a romantic, intimate partnership rather than just a relationship. Do you see what I mean? Just like an everyday relationship, a colleague, an acquaintance. And your area of focus shifts into these more personal, intimate kind of partnerships. So if you're single, you're going to have the luckiest, best, most positive Valentine's Day that you've had in a long time. And I would urge you to really go out and do things. You know, it's great if you meet someone and then later on you can say, we met on Valentine's Day. The best one I've heard so far, you know, because couples, you always ask, how did you meet? And the best one I've heard so far is, we met in the ocean. I mean, it doesn't get much more romantic than that, meeting someone in the ocean, for me anyway. So Valentine's Day, good one for you. And it certainly beats we swiped each other on Tinder, right? I mean, no. Maybe in 50 years when Tinder is an antiquated piece of software, then it will be interesting, but right now certainly it isn't. Alright, so February 14th looks good for you. Also, on the 14th of February, there's a grand trine in Earth, which means that you have a real talent for taking practical action. And it connects that moon in Taurus, so the sensuality, the physical kind of side of things is alive and kicking for you, and there's high potential that you'll meet someone who actually you're attracted to. So this is a very good time for you for romance now. On the 16th, the moon opposes Saturn. And this might feel a little bit uncomfortable, and the question for you today is, am I happy with what I'm doing work-wise? And that's annoying, isn't it? Because if the answer is no, then it forces you to take some action and change, or to just grin and bear it. So I would suggest that if the answer is no, that you say, okay, I respect myself enough to honor that message, and I will put things in place to change the career. So this is you know, it can be seen either way. It's if you're positive about it, you can see this as an opportunity to change your work or to realize that you're not happy. If you're negative about it, you could say this is a day when you're just grumpy. But it's not just grumpy because it's long term. You have a clear vision of what you're doing. Venus goes into Aquarius on the 17th. Venus, the planet of love and beauty, in the 8th house of the other, of institutions. And again, this improves your working connections, your working relationships, and it also deepens your focus on romantic relationships. And again, I want to highlight and emphasize that so far out of all the signs, you're going to have the best time when it comes to romance and relationships in February. That's your gift for the month. Also on the 17th, the moon and the rising are now conjunct in your 12th. And they connect with Jupiter and the North Node in your 3rd. This is a great day to communicate what it is you really want. So to be open and honest. You know, so instead of being 34 and a half, you can actually tell people you're 40. Or instead of saying you're just interested in dating, you can actually be honest and say, I'm looking for someone who's going to be a life partner and who I can be serious about. And it's very easy to not mention those things, but in my experience, the people who are the most honest, and even the most honest about uncomfortable stuff when it comes to relationships, have the most success. That's been my experience. On the 19th of February, there's a kite in the chart, and you didn't think it could get any better, but this is the best day of the month romantically. The best. Something new can take flight. There can be a wonderful new beginning. You can meet someone in the ocean on this day. It's a really good day for love and romance. The 20th, the moon opposes Mercury and Venus, and Mercury and Venus are now in Aquarius in the 8th house, and your second is filled by this moon in Leo. So you feel like you are being appreciated, people are seeing the best of you, you feel on top of the world, and I think your relationships really make you feel good. So this is a good day to spend with positive people. You can have such a laugh, you can have a scream, you can have a really good time where you feel like your confidence is being boosted by other people. Grand Trine on the 21st, and a Grand Trine is always an area of ease and comfort and real talent. And that is in fire, and it has to do with work and it has to do with money. This is your best money day. This is when you either get some good financial news or some good career news in terms of promotion or a check or something like that. But Cancer, again, I have to say that as far as your chart is concerned here for February, you're really in for a very good month. It looks fab. It looks brilliant for romance and relationships. And now here with this money addition, it looks like, you know, Christmas comes early here in 2016 for you. The full moon happens in Virgo on the 22nd, and the moon is in your 3rd house of communication, and it's kind of illuminated by a Pisces sun. So the Pisces sun is very much up your alley. You like Pisces, and on that Virgo moon, you really start to see the chaos just disappear out of your life, and things start to look neat and ordered, and your mind is like a nice filing cabinet, and you have a really clear idea of what's going on and how you feel, and everything is just right. So this is a wonderful day for you to just go to the spa and be pampered and have peace of mind and to enjoy yourself and to do whatever it is you enjoy the most, because your mind will be harmonious and at peace and happy. On the 24th of February, the moon conjuncts Jupiter in the North Node now. And those are in your Jupiter and the North Node are in your 3rd house all month. You become very comfortable again communicating what it is you want to communicate. And now a question comes up between what you feel to be right and what the environment or the culture thinks is right. That's interesting. So I don't think you're going to take a lot of notice or be particularly hurt by other people's beliefs and opinions. So for instance, if you're a gay man and you really find the man of your dreams and you're together and you're out in public and you're holding hands and you're having a wonderful time, you may get a look, or you may get someone saying something, depending where you are. That unfortunately still does happen. You're not going to be particularly bothered by that because you're much more focused on your life, your actions, your beliefs, your values, and you're not necessarily impacted by the negativity or opinions of others. So if you've got something controversial that you need to do, if you want to do something and sometimes you're too shy to do it and you're worried about what other people may say or how other people may react, especially a lot of people worry about this when it comes to business and family. So if you want to be, an intergalactic space goddess working with the tarot, but you can't because your mum won't approve, then start the business today, go public today, because you won't be so bothered and you'll be much more focused on what you want to do. And by the way, I would love to go have a reading by an intergalactic space goddess. I don't know where that came from. Okay, so 26th of February, we've got a T-square between your moon and Uranus. Oh, there we go. Okay, so you'll meet someone who can give you a heads up or some information that will help you move forward career-wise. This is, again, a very good day when it comes to not the actual job itself being great, but inspiration to make it great in future. On the 28th, there's a Grand Trine in water, and the rising is now in your sign of Cancer. Connect with your Neptune, your moon. This is, everything is really good for you this month, and, it's almost like too good to be true here, but because on this day it's like your heart is open for love and romance. That's really, really good, but you're also massively intuitive and you get information that will help you again with your career direction and what you want to do. That's been kind of on the back burner and like bubbling in the back scenes a little bit, that question of, am I happy with work? So that really, you get some good insights on the 28th. That's really positive. It's a leap year, so there's an extra day. And the moon and Mars are in your 5th house in Scorpio. So make sure you have, if you're in a relationship, meet up with your partner, spend time. You'll feel a longing, a desire to be with someone on the 29th. So make sure you give yourself that opportunity. I hope that's given you some insight into what's coming up for you in February. If you'd like a private reading with me in regard to any of these themes, so your money or your career or your finances or your romance or your love life, please get in touch with me via my website. It's gregoryscott.com. It's been redesigned. I'm really happy with it. Have a look at it. If you click on the readings tab, you'll see the types of readings that I offer. Please remember to subscribe to the channel, and I'll speak to you soon.